Hey everybody, welcome to the show. It's Monday, the 20th of March. Uh, March is just marching along. Get it? That's I'm tired of explaining these to you. I really am. Title of today's program, That Was a Long Weekend. Because yes, it indeed was a fairly long weekend. Just a general old shitty weekend. The weekend itself wasn't too bad. It just kind of started shitty and it kind of went downhill. Well, I shouldn't say it went downhill. It just kind of stayed even all the way across. But we'll talk about that when we get to the show. Max is excited. I'm going to do my best Rachel Maddow and throw the tease out there. And today's show, That Was a Long Weekend, starts next.
Live from Casa de Clark in beautiful Independence, Iowa, it's Unemployed with your host, Matt Clark. Promotional consideration paid for by the GE Wi-Fi Connect refrigerator. The GE refrigerator that's Wi-Fi capable. That's right. If Kellyanne Conway was freaked out about her microwave keeping tabs on her, wait till she gets a look at this motherfucker. Yeah, it's Wi-Fi capable. That's right. Now, here's your host, Matt Clark.
He's being antisocial. Greetings, Internet, YouTube, children of all ages. It's I, still your unemployed superhero, here on the 20th of March, Independence, Iowa, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, give or take. That was a long weekend, I will say. I'll take you back to the beginning. By the way, this probably isn't going to be the most hilarious show that I do. Just warn you. Like I said, it was a long weekend. If you've been following the program, Wednesday I had a job interview with a local school district here in this part of the state. About 45 minutes from here, give or take. I know the area pretty well. The interview went well. I was grossly overqualified for the job. Not my words, mind you. The words of the people that were interviewing me. Grossly overqualified for the job. It was a Mac support tech job. There's one or two people watching this video right now when I say a Mac support tech job are laughing their asses off because they know I'm not a big Mac guy. I use Macs. I record myself on Macs when I record the shitty music that I write. So I'm sure a couple of you are snickering at the moment. Anywho, interview came and went pretty well. Friday came, went and saw my pop, who is delightfully as nutcase as ever, with a little bit of extreme racist. We're talking like Jeff Sessions racism coming to the forefront. I think it's because of his brain problems, I'm assuming. My dad's been kind of racist his whole life, but not like hardcore, Jeff Sessions, Selma racist. He's not burnt any crosses, let's put it that way. So he was doing okay. Gave me the guilt trip on the way out the door, so that was always fun. About wanting to go home, which he can't do. Um, on the way home from seeing Pop, I got a phone call from said school district who informed me that uh, they had offered the job to someone else, and that person had accepted the position. So basically, I didn't get the job. I will say I do appreciate the phone call. That was nice. I've had a few of these now where I've gotten nothing. Emails, phone calls, nothing. They just stopped talking to me, which I thought was kind of crappy, but hey. Um, I respect them for calling me at least and telling me over the phone that I didn't get the job. So that sucked. Officially, if my count is correct, this makes 0 for 7 on jobs I've interviewed for and not gotten. Yeah, over 7, I think. I might have lost count there. It's been a long 6 months. So that sucked. And I got home, and when I got home, I got an email from another company I've been talking to, and it turns out that without an interview, didn't get an interview with this company. They had decided that they were going to put a hold on hiring the position for now. They weren't sure if they were ever going to fill it. They decided to put a stop on hiring for the position, which basically, in my mind, says in a choice between nothing and me, they chose nothing, which is great for the ego. This officially makes the third position I've applied for where the company has decided nothing over me, which is always fun. Officially, that would make me 0 for 15 on positions total, I think. 0 for 15. Which, if you were a boxer, they'd make you retire, I think, after that. Even a pro wrestler, I think. You're relegated to jobbing somewhere in Kentucky. So that's how my weekend started. Officially 0 for 15. Shot down twice. Not in 1 week, mind you, in 1 day, which is always fun. You know, if you're going to get shot down, you might as well do it all in one big gob. You know. So that was my Friday. So you can imagine the weekend went so much better. It was a long weekend, just sitting around. Because there's 2 sides to my brain here. One side of my brain wants to coil up on the floor in a fetal position, covered in my own snot and piss, and just wallow in self-pity as the day is long. But the other side of my brain realizes that, you know, throwing a pity party does nobody any good. I'm not going to accomplish anything just sitting back and just feeling sorry for myself. Because let's face it, and I face it, I've seen it out there. I've seen it. There's a lot of people in a lot worse shape than me. I've got a roof over my head at least. I've got a 401k I can break into if I have to. There'll be penalties to pay, obviously, but worst comes to worst, I can pull money out of my 401k and survive pretty comfortably for another 3 or 4 months without being too desperate. So I'm not in terrible shape. It's just that you know, I want this to be over with. I don't like making a web series called Unemployed. I don't. You know, I've gotten really great feedback from a lot of different people, a lot of encouragement from a lot of different people, a lot of uh, very nice things said about my predicament from a lot of good people. Um, it never was my intention to elicit those kinds of responses. More than anything, I just wanted to make a series of videos to occupy my mind because I live in my mind. If you haven't figured that out by now, I live completely up here. I mean, there's weeks that have gone by that the only talking I do is to this cell phone that I'm recording myself on, and to the dog. And trust me, the dog, I'm a great conversationalist. So, I needed an outlet to keep myself occupied during all this, and that was and I wanted to show people who've who've never been in the predicament that I'm in now, um, what being unemployed is, what it's like, the trials and tribulations of trying to find. I'm even, I have a high tech background. I was a programmer for 15 years. I have a skill set that not a lot of people have. I've been told that the reason I went into this profession that I'm in is because I was told there'd always be a future in it, and I'm having a tough time finding work. I could imagine folks that aren't skilled, don't have skilled labor behind them, white collar labor behind them, um, and I just wanted to be a voice for people in similar situations that I'm in. So that was my intent anyway when I started all this, and it's just gotten very. I've made way more episodes of this than I thought I'd ever make, and I don't know. It's been a rough ride, been a rough weekend. I just, like I said, you live in your brain enough, and things kind of get to you. What can I say? Because we're. I think all people, in their own way, are screwed up, messed up, if you will, and it takes a trigger, a pressure point to kind of see that screwed upness blossom. I think some people it's race, some people it's religious background, some people it's sexual orientation, uh, some people it's economic class, lower, middle. Some people it's all of them. And when you push on that point, people react in many different ways. Um, so we're all screwed up in one way or the other. We're all a mess in one way or the other. It's just what it takes to get that out. I think. In my case, it comes down to, um, I'm not really a control freak. I don't think. I probably am in some ways a control freak. I hate not having information. People who know me will know that. I hate not having information, um, especially when the information pertains to me and my future, what's going to happen to me in the future. Um, I hate not knowing things. I think I brought that up before in other videos, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's just not knowing. I have some irons in the fire. Uh, the one good note is that there's a company that I thought I had written off that's actually just really, really slow about doing their HR stuff. It's been over a month since they've gotten my resume and have contacted me about the resume, and apparently they're still wheedling through resumes. So some HR departments take forever to make decisions. That's just the way it is. Unfortunately, um, I got nothing on the scope, so to speak, right now. I even applied to be a, a broadband specialist for Mediacom the other day, basically to install broadband modems for people in their homes. And I haven't heard back from them either. That would be a big insult to have Mediacom go, nah, you're not good enough to install cable modems. That would hurt. We'll see what happens there. I don't know. Just kind of holding position, waiting for something to break, praying for something to break, and putting last weekend behind me. What can I say? That was a long weekend. This has been a long video. And not much more I can say about that. This has been your unemployed superhero. I'm going to go back to watching MSNBC because that's what I do now. I will say this about President Trump. He's reignited my interest in politics. I'll give him that much. I'm watching way more MSNBC than I should, really. That's healthy. It's not healthy. It really isn't. But, so yeah. That's my Monday. I'll probably get back in touch with you sometime later this week. Hope you guys have a good Monday. Take care of yourselves. Be good to your mother. Don't drink downstream from the herd. And stay sexy, San Diego. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.